Now, Porsche has a long-standing history of racing the 911 on rallies through the 60s, 70s, 80s. Now, it wasn't until about 6 or 7 years ago when Lee Keen brought his safari car to Rennsport Reunion that really this boom of safari rally car 911s that normal folks like you and I started building for the street. Now, I drive a G-Body 911 and I'm very familiar with how it drives and handles and goes. But this one here, this is a 1980 911 SC that's got a lot of rally safari mods to it, and it's got a special surprise in the back. If you look at the platinum metallic paint, this is actually a Weissach Edition, a 1980 911 SC Weissach. So it's a very special car to start with. So the heart of this build really is the suspension. This car was sent to Elephant Racing for its very unique rally suspension. This car is no longer a torsion bar suspension car. It has new suspension arms there, and it has coilover suspension in the back. So that's really unique for a car of this vintage. Underneath, there are skid plates to protect the vehicle and vital parts of the car if you hit rocks, so on and so forth. From the front, you also notice that they have H4 headlights as opposed to the sugar scoops that would have come on the Weissach Edition. You've got the standard fog lights. The Weissach Edition comes with an early turbo tail, which is a very handsome tail, and it's very thin because you don't have the air conditioning or any kind of intercooler there, so that's pretty cool. And you notice that there are dual tailpipes, and the reason being it has dual tailpipes is to make the most of the heart that's actually in this car. So if you pop open the rear lid, you'll notice that this has a 993 3.6 liter engine, so it's definitely going to have a lot more go than the 1980 SC engine that used to be in there. Now, this definitely isn't stock. Looking at the door cards with the RS door panels and door pull, that's pretty cool. The beautiful interior, the plaid interior. As far as the dash layout, looks very familiar. So let's go for a ride. Be sure to log into your YouTube account, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a video. Best of all, it's free to do so. You know, just playing with the shifter here, it feels fine. I know there's like this big debate of 915 versus G50, but I think a well-sorted 915 can be just as enjoyable as a G50. So here we go. It definitely has more go than my car. I can tell right away. And I'm assuming there's an aftermarket exhaust because it sounds fantastic. Now, even with the rally tires, the steering is very light. Actually, I think it might be lighter than my car because my car has wide tires and they're sticky, whereas these might be a little bit more narrow and not as sticky. Now, even though it sits higher up suspension-wise, there isn't much body roll to it, and it's very comfortable. Let's go through the switchback. My, it definitely has more go than my car. I can only imagine how fun this thing would be off-road. On the road here, the bumps, you feel it. I think with a rally car, you kind of don't really measure smoothness. What's great about this car, the owner, Mia Walsh, she actually has an off-road background. And of course, she loves Porsches, and her sweet hubby decided that they should have a car that blends the two. Off-road and Porsche, and look at what they came up with. What a very cool car. What's interesting is the pedal travel in this car is very short. With this exhaust, you're definitely going to attract more attention than a normal 911 SC. This transmission is easily manageable. Going through the corners, even though it doesn't have super sticky tires, feels great. Oh yeah, that's nice. So we kind of came in a little hot right there because I wanted to see how it would handle in the gravel. So it's time for the ratings. Whew, that was fun. All right, let me get my marbles together here, figure out what we're rating again. Oh yes, right. So rating, if we're talking about car shows, how would this rank? I would say pretty high. I would give this a solid 8 for a car show. I mean, it really stands out when you pull up into this because you don't normally see a jacked up 911 with knobby tires. So it's gonna be one of the show favorites. I mean, it's one of those cars where you kind of don't have to stress so much about driving it. I mean, you could probably daily drive this and with the knobby tires and such in all sorts of weather, but I think it's a solid 7 as far as a daily driver. And boy, would it be a fun daily driver. I mean, you totally could take this on a long road trip. It's got plenty of room for 2 people, stuff in the back. You've got the trunk up front. It's got a strong 3.6. I'm also gonna give it a 7 for long haul. Man, this thing is a lot of fun. It's not something that I'm used to. It wasn't really about the sharp handling or anything like that, but the tossability of it, the power that it has, the lightweightness of the total package, I'm gonna say this is 8. So hopefully you agree with me on those ratings and scores. If not, let me know down below. Be sure to subscribe. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers on our channel, and each and every one of you that are watching can make a difference. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this review, and we'll see you next time.